Hello FPL fans and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through some free hit drafts ahead of FPL Game Week 18. We are going to have a look at 3 different templates for the free hit team if you guys have used this token for Game Week 18. And just before we get into the video, don't forget to check out the new YouTube membership they have just set up if you guys want to access some channel perks and behind the scenes content. So if you want to find out more about that, hit the join button down below to become a member. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and with that being said, let's get into the video. So taking a look at the first free hit draft template, it is a 3-4-3 formation team with triple Manchester City and triple Arsenal. For the goalkeepers, we've gone with Peacock, Farrell and Darlow. Obviously Darlow is going to be the starting keeper, as this week he faces Sheffield, who have only managed 1 goal in the last 4 game weeks. Also, Darlow has just been announced as the main starting keeper for Newcastle, which gives me confidence that he will be the main starter for Game Week 18. Moving on to the defenders, we've gone with Tierney, Mitchell, Stones, Cancelo and Yedlin. The 3 starting defenders in this team will be Tierney, Stones and Cancelo. Tierney is in great form recently, as he came off 18 points last game week as he got himself a goal, an assist and a clean sheet plus all the bonus points, and has been in very good form recently for the Gunners. Also, Arsenal have looked very solid at the back recently, as they've kept a clean sheet in the last 2 matches. Moving on to Tyrick Mitchell, he's just a nice option to have in the squad at 3.9 million, as he allows for other money to be spent elsewhere, and he could start as well for Crystal Palace, so just a great value option to have on the bench. Moving on to Stones, he seems like a set option in that Manchester City defence, where there has been a lot of rotation, but Pep Guardiola does like to prefer the Diaz and Stones combination as the centre backs. So since they have Brighton at home this week, it is looking like a great clean sheet fixture, and to get into that Manchester City defence for just £5 million, Stones is a great option. Also, to target that Manchester City defence, we've gone with João Cancelo, who is also quite a set option at the back for Manchester City. He is getting into some great positions, and it's surprising that he only has 1 assist so far, as he is always around the edge of the box. Once again, he's in the squad to capitalise on that Brighton fixture, as it is likely that City will get a clean sheet, and Cancelo is always there to offer those attacking return potentials. And to cap off the defence, it is DeAndre Yedlin, who is coming in at just £4.3 million, and is just another great value option to have on the bench since Newcastle are playing Sheffield, and he is seeming to be starting for them as well, so if he could come off the bench, he is likely to get a clean sheet, and just a good value option to have at 4.3 million. So now moving on to the midfielders, we've gone with Smith Rowe, Saka, De Bruyne, Fernandes and Son. The most likely starting 4 will be Saka, De Bruyne, Fernandes and Son, with Smith Rowe dropping to the bench, but for coming in at just £4.4 million, he is a good value option to have on the bench, as he has got himself 18 FPL points in his last 3 matches, as he has got himself 3 assists. Moving on to Saka, he has been in great form recently, as he has recorded 2 goals and 2 assists, and for his very low 5.3 million price tag, he presents himself as a great option to have as Arsenal face Crystal Palace at home this game week. His low price allows money to be spent elsewhere in the squad, and for someone that is going to be starting and playing in some very attacking positions, he is a great value option to have. Now moving on to Kevin De Bruyne, he has finally got back to his scoring ways, as he got himself a goal and an assist in his match in Game Week 17 against Chelsea. This was De Bruyne's first goal since Game Week 11, and definitely looked the part against the Blues. With this very nice fixture of Brighton at home this week, it is impossible not to have De Bruyne in the squad, as he has proved why he is such a good FPL asset, and he's got a very good captaincy shout as well for this game. This brings me to Bruno Fernandes, who also presents himself as a great captaincy shout for the blank game week, as this week he faces Burnley away. Bruno Fernandes hardly needs an introduction, as this season he has scored 130 FPL points, amassing 11 goals and 8 assists. He is such a consistent performer to have in the squad, and there is no way I'm not going into the blank game week 18 with Fernandes not in the squad. Son is coming off a 13-point game last game week, as he got himself a goal and an assist against Leeds. This week he faces a Villa side which have been good so far this season, but I think it could suit Son's gameplay very well, as Villa do like to press the other team and will not just sit back and let the Spurs have possession, which does favour Son, as he is very good on the counter-attack. This was shown last week against the Leeds, as Son was able to get in behind multiple times, which allowed himself to get that goal and assist. Now moving on to the 3 forwards, we've gone with Anthony Martial, Harry Kane and Callum Wilson. Martial is coming off a goal last week against Aston Villa as he headed home a close range effort and is getting into some great areas for the Reds. When Martial does get into a good patch of form, he can be quite lethal in front of goal, and with this fixture of Burnley away this week provides him a great opportunity to get a goal in back-to-back game weeks. Moving on to Harry Kane, he is coming off 12 points last game week and has scored 125 FPL points this season. He has scored 10 goals and 11 assists so far, and any opportunity that is available to double up on the Spurs assets, I would definitely be looking to jump on it, as this week they faced Aston Villa, and they've just been in such good form this season with that combination of Kane and Son. It's just an awesome opportunity to have both of them in the squad. Moving on to Callum Wilson, this week he faces Sheffield away, which is a great opportunity for him to add to his goal tally of 8 for the season so far. Callum Wilson is a great value option to have up top at just £6.5 million, and with this very good fixture, it could be a great opportunity to jump on Callum Wilson to try and cash in on his goal threat. So now moving on to the next free hit template, this is a 3-5-2 formation which features double Arsenal in defence. In this draft, both the goalkeepers are still the same of Peacock, Farrell and Darlow, and I don't think there's any changes needed there if you want to capitalise on the clean sheet, just because Sheffield is such a good fixture for Darlow and he does provide many safe bonuses. Moving on to the defence, the main change is that Holding comes in instead of John Stones. As Holding is priced at £4.5 million, he does allow for that £500,000 to be spent elsewhere in the team, and does present himself as a great option to have to capitalise on the clean sheet, as this week Arsenal faces Crystal Palace at home. Holding did pick himself up a clean sheet, an assist and a bonus point last week against West Brom, and has proven to be a good value option at the back. Another key to note is that instead of Yedlin on the bench, Struijk comes in. Despite him not playing, the extra £0.4 million is spent around the squad. Having a look at the midfielders, the main difference in the middle of the park is that Rashford comes in instead of Smith Rowe, as that extra money that has been saved up in defence is now been spent in midfield to have the 5 midfielders of Rashford, Saka, De Bruyne, Fernandes and Son all starting. With Rashford coming into midfield, it means that we have had to downgrade Martial up top, as it is now Ryan Brewster who takes his place. Obviously Brewster will not be starting, and the main two will be Harry Kane and Callum Wilson, so essentially we've just switched out Martial for Rashford if you think that Rashford is higher chance of getting those returns. So now moving on to the third free hit draft template, this is a 4-4-2 formation, and it's actually the team that we featured in our Game Week 18 team selection video. The main difference from the second draft is that instead of having the 3 at the back featuring that double Arsenal defence, the likes of John Stones, Eric Bailly and Roman Saiz come in. Obviously Mitchell is still the same bench option, but by having Saiz and Bailly, you're capitalising on the 2 different fixtures which could present good clean sheet options, as Saiz has scored 2 goals in his last 2 matches and faces an Everton side that did not score last week against West Ham. Also, if Bailly does start for Manchester United, he does face Burnley this week, who have not been the most prolific in front of goal this season and could be a good clean sheet shout. John Stones does come in to have that extra capitalisation on that Brighton fixture at home, as Manchester City probably have a high chance of a clean sheet. Having a look at the midfielders, instead of having Saka, Smith Rowe does come in, and Smith Rowe will drop to the bench to have that 4 in the middle of the park. Looking at the 2 up top, it is the same with Wilson and Kane. They are there just because they have great fixtures this week and they performed very well so far this season. So that's what we've got for today for the free hit drafts of FPL Game Week 18. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you're on your free hit and looking for a team to use, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.